Picking the right battle royale to drop into in 2021 is a tough call, but let me make a case for my favorite, Apex Legends. Since its surprise launch in 2019, Apex has grown and evolved in exciting ways, adding even more fresh new ideas to a genre that too frequently feels derivative. Unparalleled mobility, versatility, and class-based teamwork combined for a thrilling and rewarding feeling you can't get in any other battle royale. Seriously, these fast-paced matches never fail to get my heart racing as I jump, slide, and dodge bullets while hip-firing a sniper rifle. While the battle royale structure here is familiar, it's the 16 playable characters called legends that keep Apex from feeling run-of-the-mill. Each legend has their own abilities, strengths, and playstyle, as well as a compelling backstory built off the sci-fi universe that the developer Respawn created for its excellent Titanfall series. I especially love how different team combinations can let you get more out of their individual abilities, like pairing the smoke-tossing Bangalore with Bloodhound's ability to see through smoke and tag enemies. And even though some legends do feel stronger than others in certain situations, Apex makes sure personal skill is more important than the specific moves of any given legend. There's a wide arsenal of extremely satisfying futuristic weapons to pick across Apex's 3 maps, all of which test your aim more than your luck. From hard-hitting shotguns to shredding SMGs, I really appreciate that every weapon feels viable even if you don't luck into the best attachments to go with them. Attachments are more about customizing guns to your personal preference rather than providing a pure power boost, and there's less of an emphasis on the strength of loot rarity than there is in something like Fortnite or Hyperscape. So you've always got a decent chance to win fights based on skill alone. On top of that, season updates arrive every few months to tweak and rebalance weapons, keeping gunplay fresh. Apex's armor system also pushes a unique concept forward with the introduction of Evo shields. There are 4 tiers of increasingly powerful shields, but instead of just being random loot drops, you can also level your shield by dealing damage, and you can only get the best shield this way. I love that this means you're encouraged to fight even if you don't find a shield on your initial drop, and makes taking fights feel rewarding rather than an unnecessary risk. Also, the sound effect that plays when your armor levels up is really just the best. With its Titanfall roots, it makes sense that Apex is the best movement in any battle royale I've played. While you can't wall run, the wide range of other running, sliding, and climbing techniques you do have can be combined to make moving around the map feel magnificent. Sliding down an entire mountainside before jumping at the end to continue running is one of the best feelings in all of Apex. Respawn's FPS movement systems are still unmatched. Another big deal is Apex's revolutionary contextual ping system, which has only gotten better since launch. It's special because it allows you to quickly communicate with your team in detail without having to use voice chat. You can point out items, threats, and pretty much anything else with little more than a single button. Not only is this a great accessibility feature, but it's also a clever way to improve teamwork when queuing up alone. There's a reason why so many games have copied it since.
I have an extended sniper mag here, level 4.
Healing my wound.
Depth, darling.
For those reasons and more, my 800 hours of playtime have been consistently great. However, you can't play a game that long without noticing some recurring problems, and here's my least favorite: annoying audio bugs like missing footstep cues from enemies. Usually, it works beautifully. I can hear enemies walking across specific platforms above or below me, but way too often my squad has been taken by surprise when an enemy team approaches without the usual heads up, which is not cool. Season updates also keep the community from falling into a rut by rotating 2 of Apex's 3 maps at a given time. The diverse landscapes of Kings Canyon, World's Edge, and Olympus demand their own specific playstyles. Kings Canyon, the original map, is the smallest of the lot, and that means you see a lot of fights between more than 2 teams. In contrast, the much larger World's Edge has more options to rotate around on, while the gorgeous Olympus map is sort of a hybrid of the two and comes with drivable vehicles. Apex also introduced a ranked mode back in Season 2, which is a bit of a unique idea for a battle royale. I had my doubts about how well it could work since there are so many factors to gauging success in a match beyond the single team that manages to win, but it's actually become my favorite mode to play. The skill-based matchmaking underneath each player's rank makes it so you're faced against people closest to your own skill level, challenging me to improve each match and ensuring no one is staying low and reaching the top 5 without a fight. For a genre not known for having ranked play, this system works impressively well. But as a fan of ranked play, the real thorn in this mode's side is that Apex's servers aren't always up to the task. Ping within servers can fluctuate unexpectedly, and there have been so many times I've directly hit an enemy, heard the impact, and seen blood fly out of them, only to realize no damage had actually been dealt. I've had matches where lag slowed everyone to a crawl until enough teams had been wiped, and others where it was so unresponsive it was impossible to even switch weapons. Respawn did announce it was monitoring server issue reports, and while there are maintenance updates every so often that smooth things out for a while, more work needs to be done. This kind of glitch doesn't happen every day, but it's at least frequent enough that I judge which days I play ranked based on how the servers seem to be operating. I should also caution anyone playing on the new Switch version that you'll be at a disadvantage in ranked play. It runs stably enough at 30 frames per second, but the graphics have been dialed down enough that it's hard to make out enemies in the distance. As a free-to-play game, Apex Legends works based on what's become a fairly standard Battle Pass model. Each new season update brings entertaining limited-time modes, new content like legends and maps, and cool new cosmetics, some of which can only be bought with real money and others that are just earned from playing. Whether you're buying the Battle Pass, randomized loot boxes, or the cosmetic items directly, prices can get pretty high relative to other games, with certain legendary skins costing nearly $20. But crucially, there's nothing to buy here that can increase your chances of winning a match, and since it doesn't take too long to unlock more legends simply by playing, Apex plays perfectly well as a completely free game. Apex Legends has become my go-to game when I want something both fun and competitive, and the hunt for that satisfying champion win screen is the perfect mix of thrilling and approachable. Consistent updates keep the gunplay from ever getting repetitive or boring, and the combination of legend abilities and its large arsenal of excellent weapons and attachments is always fun to experiment with. That's especially true with a squad of friends, but Apex also has the best ping system around to make communicating with randoms work great too. And while the audio and server issues can make an otherwise smooth slide down a mountainside frustratingly bumpy at times, I still find myself spending hours queuing up for just one more game. For our latest lore video, be sure to check out our lore theory analysis on Pathfinder's cinematic backstory, and check out our Apex Season 8 update video on all you need to know about Fuse and Kings Canyon map changes. And for future Apex news and in-depth season update breakdowns, be sure to keep it here at IGN.